Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Brew Jackets. It's a fun Blue Jackets themed podcast. My name is Kevin, and joining me tonight is my co-host, Hefty Duck, as
So,
well as we got a new guest today. We got one of my Columbus friends, Jordan, joining us. We've also invited other people to come on the show, like we always do. Whether if they do or don't, different story. If not, oh well, there's always next time. Anyways, we got a lot of stuff going on in the Blue Jackets world. Matthew Olivier signs a 6-year deal with the Blue Jackets, and we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the trade deadline news that the Blue Jackets did. They got Luke Cunnin. We're going to talk about that. And also got Christian Fisher on waivers. Going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the last 3 games that the Blue Jackets have played. They've lost all 3 of them, unfortunately, but still some good moments in those games, and we're going to talk about that. We got some hockey highlights to show. Ohio State hockey is on a heater. The women's team has made it back to the Frozen Four again, and the Ohio State men's hockey team is going to play in the Big Ten championship game. We're going to talk about that. And I got some fun stuff to show, some hockey jersey concepts, and so much more. Welcome to the show, everyone.
oh, yeah, welcome in.
Hey,
Welcome
glad to
in.
be here, Kevin. Thanks for having us out here.
That's right.
Yeah, welcome in, Jordan. So, we'll get to know you a little bit here. So you're from Columbus. How did you
Yes.
become a Blue Jackets fan?
Well, my dad actually first started going to some of the Jackets games, and I became a Jackets fan in 2007 when Rayton Nash was introduced, and Michael Pekka was still in that Blue Jackets uniform in those days when Ken Hitchcock was coaching.
Yeah.
And I mean, I miss the good old days. And I've been a Jackets fan for about 18 years now. And almost 2 decades. I can't imagine, my dad and I tried to go to some of the games, and the first stadium series, I was excited.
That was pretty
And
cool.
what got me involved was my brother did Eastern Youth Hockey Association with the Dragons, and I was part of the American Special Hockey Association program with CCYHA. And that's how I kind of got involved ever since.
Nice, right on. Well, cool. Yeah, some of those days, I mean, whether or not that the Blue Jackets were better than now or than past years, just fun. Being young and into hockey is pretty cool. Real quick, there was a lot of changes at the beginning of this year, and you've seen a lot of changes in the Blue Jackets history as well. So now that Dean Evison and Don Waddell are here, do you feel like that, what's your thoughts on them? What's your thoughts on this season?
When they first had Dean and Don coming in, it really kind of uh, sparked my interest in seeing how the team was going to build over the last couple of years, because our team didn't do as high from 2022 or 21, something like that, when they first came in, and when Tortorella was coach, and then of course you had Pascal Vincent, then you had Brad Larson. It was kind of a mix-up, shake-up kind of thing. And when Johnny first came to Columbus, it kind of changed the outcome. Then we had Sean Monahan coming in before, the tragic accident happened. And it really just kind of makes me understand how, this organization felt. And I mean, our team has never looked this good since the beginning of the year. And I mean, I know we kind of slumped back, but I hope our team does make the playoffs, and I do see our team pushing for a wild card spot again if we do continue to play harder and play physical. I think our defense just has to kind of work on, more and more puck handling, not just helping the netminder, but also kind of helping our offense out as the regular season comes to a draw or comes to a close here. Right, Kevin?
Yeah.
Yeah. it just Dean Evison and Odell have done good so far. I'm liking what I'm seeing from them. It's more aggressive. It's more put the puck on net. Defense has certainly been better. But then, it happens with every team, but it's just like then you have these like little brain fart moments here where you don't play very good defensively, and then the puck's in the back of your net. You just can't do that, and that's going to get better because you have a young up and coming team like the Blue Jackets that are learning. Things will get better, and the Blue Jackets are playing with house money right now. They weren't even supposed to be where they are right now, this good.
Right.
So just go with it, have fun, and see where it goes. And if they make the playoffs, cool.
Great, but if not,
that's an extra added bonus. And if not, then you know what? That's okay
it'll be
too.
a good rebuild in the
Yeah,
long run.
Yeah.
yeah, because that's okay too, because you're getting good experience and you'll go from there. And next year is really the year where they can really start to get going.
And
I see, like,
speaking-
even. Oh, I was gonna say, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I was just gonna lead into one of our topics for today because we're talking about Waddell and we're talking about building up this team and whatnot. So, Mathieu Olivier signs a 6-year deal with the Blue Jackets. He's been having a personal career best season, and personally, I'm a big fan. I like Mathieu Olivier a lot. I like the grit and tenacity he brings to the Blue Jackets, and he's also really starting to bring the points now too. He's been getting more playing time, and it was something that he said in an interview was just getting that time. So, Jordan, what do you think about this contract?
I really think it's going to help a lot, and I think it's really inspiring him to spark this team up. He's not only a contributor as a player, but he's also a fighter too. And I've seen like a few fights here and there where he's giving his team the spark and the chemistry where they need to build that characteristics. And I've seen a lot about like how far he's come. And I mean, from a Predator to a Jacket, this guy's got some talent. I mean, I see him staying with the Jackets for a longer period of time as time rolls on. And I see even if you take a look at even Zach Werenski, on the other hand, he surpassed Rick Nash's assist record. How do you not see that?
Insane.
So many assists and the points during the Four Nations faceoff too. How do you see him as a Norris Trophy winner? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, he's there. He is a candidate. He's in the he's consideration. He's in the talk. You can't not talk about him in that regard. And if you do, you're not paying attention. You just can't not talk about Zach Werenski that way. You have to talk about him for Norris.
Right.
You just do. Whether if he gets it or not, different story. I think he should, but putting that off to the side, like he needs it. You need to talk about just an awesome season.
Right.
As for Mathieu Olivier, I put one of my favorite pictures up here of him up on the screen from the Blue Jackets outdoor game after he scored the third goal.
I got to see how that was. That was amazing.
I did too. I was at the Blue Jackets outdoor game. That was awesome.
That backhander was something else.
It was. We've talked about it on the show. We've shown the clip. It was awesome. But the 6-year deal for Mathieu, awesome. But the 6-year deal for Mathieu Olivier is awesome. He's earned it. You look back when the Blue Jackets, they just got this guy for a 4th-round draft pick in 2022.
Right.
And at that point in time, it really wasn't seen as much. Like, okay, you get a guy for a draft pick and whatever. And then ever since he's been here, he's been slowly building up and getting better and better and better, going from just a fight guy to a good third line, 4th line guy, a grinder, play good defense, good penalty killing, to now dude's going on a heater offensively, 14 goals. Just ridiculously good for this type of a guy. And now it's like you can put Mathieu Olivier in just about any situation. Offense, he can give you some offense. You need defense, he can give you some defense. Penalty killing, block shots.
He's
You
got
need
that.
him.
He's got that tenacity right there.
He does. He has the tenacity. You need him second line minutes. He can do that. Third or fourth line minutes. He can do that. And yes, fighting is part of who he is. But I think to a certain degree it's overblown because he doesn't really do that as much anymore. But if you need a fight from him,
Right.
he can do that. So Matthew
He
Olivier,
lays the body on a few players like that.
he does. And
Yeah.
Matthew Olivier, shout out to you, man. You really earned this 6-year contract with the Blue Jackets. You
That extension
really,
belongs to you, Matthew Olivier. I do agree.
you really earned this. You really earned this contract, Matthew Olivier. This is something that you should be proud of, that you did this. You earned this 6-year deal. You are, and you become a big vocal leader in the locker room for the Blue Jackets. You have an A on your jersey. You've been awesome. This is everything that you could want from a player, and that's Matthew Olivier.
He's almost like the second next Johnny Hockey, and I really think he's just been filling out that role, and he's also been kind of doing what he's meant to do, not only be on defense but also scoring points as well, and giving the team effort. This is what I like about Matthew Olivier, and I mean he's the counterweight you want to see him focusing on. As a team, he's a leader, just like Boone Jenner, for example. And I know it's going to sound a little interesting, and I've watched a lot of he's kind of like the next Jared Bull. You know what I mean? He's got that powerhouse where he's the workhorse. He's contributing to the whole team. That is where his contract pays off. And I got to give it to Don Waddell and of course Dean Evanson. This is where the magic happens to him, and I mean he's shining for the Blue Jackets. In my honest opinion,
yes.
When his contract goes from $1 million to $3 million next year, and the Blue Jackets according to Puckpedia, have the most projected cap space in the NHL right now, and yes, that doesn't include some guys who are on like IR, long-term IR. But even with everyone back, they have an amazing amount of cap space, and this is how they're going to weaponize it. This is how they're going to utilize it. 6 years to me, that's an insanely long time for a contract. I imagine the average contract is anywhere from like 2 to 4 years, although we've been seeing some of these big contracts lately. I mean, so he's got it locked in. I don't think we're going to see any slowdown from him anytime soon. Matthew Olivier is currently 4th on the Blue Jackets in goals for this year, 15. The Blue Jackets have 5 players with 20 or more goals this season, and there's still games left to be played. So, it's really awesome to see what it does. Also, he does all that with maybe getting a little bit less time on the ice because he has 120 penalty minutes, which is the second most in the NHL behind Nikita Zadorov with 128 minutes. And Brady Tkachuk is behind him with like 114 or something like that too. So, it's just impressive what he's able to do with doing all that and being as strong as he is and sticking up for teammates. And yeah, I like what I'm seeing around about of Olivier, and I wouldn't be surprised to see an A on his chest in the future.
Well,
I do too, and he would be the second alternative captain, just like you said.
He's already done it this season. There's been times during the season where he has had the A on his jersey. When a guy gets hurt and he's the normal A, he goes on, they put him in there.
Yeah.
Like the chemistry right there for that. I mean, he could be a good like 5th or like a 4th liner or 3rd, either one. I mean, if they move him up to like a 2nd liner too, like if one of our guys gets hurt, like the captain or whatever, he could fill in that spot. I see him like potentially moving up like later on. Like if something were to ever happen to one of our star players, I mean, that's where I see him moving into the next spot up if needed. because he could rotate. I say he could float around and he could stay as a third and fourth liner because, I've seen like a lot of great things about Olivier. He's not just a scorer. He's a he protects his teammates. He protects his netminder, just like every player on the team does.
Yeah.
That's what
Well,
makes the
and
difference.
looking back at these stats, man, I had a point I was going to make, and I totally am having such a brain fart right now. Oh
No,
no,
you're good. You're
where'd my
good.
stats go? I lost the team once. All right. So yeah, I mean, it makes a good point about being able to step in too when people are injured, because that's as we know with the Blue Jackets, it's incredibly important that we have some depth that is able to step in. So let's I'm going to compare his contract real quick to another contract that is a little similar, but
Okay.
well, okay, it's not very similar, but another 6-year contract on the Blue Jackets. Let's just talk about some contracts for a little while since we're kind of on this topic. And the value they have, because personally, I would say Mathieu Olivier's value out of this, out of 10, I feel like this would be like a 8 out of 10
Mhm.
value. 6
Yeah.
years locked in, like the guy, the fans love him. It's good for the team, good for Blue Jackets hockey. And looking around at some other contracts, and here's the biggest one that I think a lot of people have had an issue with and maybe still have an issue with is Damon Severson. As many of you guys noticed,
Everybody hates Sivo, but I don't get it. I mean, I
Well,
don't dislike Sivo at all. Severson's only. I mean, he could only do so much, right,
yeah,
Kevin?
this is what I would say to that. He's hit. Aaron Portzline put it the best this way when it comes to Damon Severson. He either has bad games or good games. There is no in between.
Right.
And when it's bad, it's like, oh God, that's awful. Like, what are you doing there? And when it's good, it's like, wow, that was a real good game there that he had there. Whether that be he scored a goal, he made a real good defensive play, a good pass, he broke good skating, broke up a defensive play with a stick or just something like that. There is no in between. And when the bad happens, it's brain fart moments where last night, and we'll talk about the games later on, but it's moments where you bump into Danil. Why are you bumping into Danil Tarasov? Because then you bump into him and then he can't get back to the goal and then you get scored on. A brain fart moment, or it's just like, I see what you're doing. You see an open spot to pass the puck and you try and it just doesn't work. It gets picked off. It goes the other way and then we get scored on.
Right.
A lot of people, that's what people, from my perspective, that's what people see from Damon Severson is that they don't like. It's just they can see that he's good and he has the talent. It's obviously there. We've seen it with the Blue Jackets, but then he just has these moments and it's just like, oh God, what was that? It's just not good.
it
Just not
happened the other
good.
night.
It's not like clicking on all cylinders
Yes.
because he's
Yeah.
kind of having a moment like he's trying to have a game plan and it just doesn't execute like you see from the get go, and he's trying to give it to like whoever's open, and or it's not like where he should be looking at, but he's trying to pinpoint who's available and who's covered mostly, kind of like the National Football League, for example.
Right. Yes, I think that's a good way of looking at it. Is that it's like a quarterback. He has all the talent in the world to be good. We've seen him be good, but instead of you read the defense and you should be throwing the ball here, but instead of throwing the ball here, you throw it somewhere else and it gets picked off. It's just little things,
kind of like an
like that,
interception where you leave the goalie like hung out to dry in a couple of locations.
Yeah.
Even with Elvis and Terry, you got to always kind of give them some time to kind of like help out. You got to have the defense like back at it because you got to back them up at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but overall, this is a good contract for the Blue Jackets. I like it. And Matthew Olivier, you've really done a good job. You've earned it. And you have just been an awesome player for the Blue Jackets. You've been so fun to watch, and you've really stepped it up. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's one more contract before we move on I kind of wanted to talk about and the value
Yeah,
of
go
it
ahead.
too. And that is Sean Monahan, who he's got after this season, he'll have 3 more years left at $5.5 million. Then he's a UFA in
I wonder if they're going to
2029.
extend his contract if they do.
Yeah, so he's 30 years old right now. So
Right.
in
He's about close
3,
to
4
Johnny.
years, he'll be 34. And at that point, he's gonna. I would imagine he's either looking for like a final contract to kind of like fill in the rest of his years. Like I don't think he's gonna be looking for anything short term, but it could happen. Sometimes it happens with older players. They get kind of thrown around a bit. Like I'm looking at Justin Danforth right now, who is UFA after this season. He's 1.1 million. He's 32 years old. Older players. These guys are all younger than me. But like,
And I'm like 32.
I really think that the value on Monahan's is huge. I think he could have asked and got more, and just the fact that he didn't, and I don't know. I see huge value in that. What do you guys think?
I do too, and I mean, I could see a bright future in Danforth one day, but if he goes for like maybe a couple of years, I think you could see maybe another 2, 3 years at least. What do you think, Kevin? For like Danforth?
Oh, yeah, give them again. They have a lot of cap space, so they could afford to do it. It's just a matter of being smart with it, because just because you have a lot of cap space now
Right.
does not mean that you're always going to have it. And eventually, they are going to be in a situation like what the Bengals have been in, where it's like you need to save money so that you can pay your guys like a Joe Burrow, a Jamar Chase, a T. Higgins, and so on and so forth down the line. It's a similar thing with the Blue Jackets. It's like, yes, you could sign Justin Danforth. I would be for it. It's been an awesome player for the Blue Jackets. But you also have to be smart with your money, because understanding that guys like a Kent Johnson, a Adam Fantilli,
they're both like the Michigan Wolverine boys.
a Adam Fantilli, a Kent Johnson, a Kirill Marchenko, Cole Sillinger, go down the list, all of our young talent, they're going to need money eventually too, and you need to save money for that. So you can't just be willy-nilly and just spend money just because you have the cap space right now. You have to be smart with it. You have to be smart with it.
Right.
Well, so the most cap hit we have right now is one player, Zach Werenski, at about $9.58 million. That is far from the biggest contract in hockey.
No.
That the Blue Jackets are only playing, like they're playing. Yeah, he is their number one player. Obviously, he's got the most points as a defenseman. He's currently his odds of winning the Norris is like a plus 190 behind Cale Makar at a minus 300 or minus 160, I think, right now. Anyway, so like it's obvious who the best one is, and I mean, if he were on a contract year or something, he could ask for maybe a little more money or something, but he's locked in till the end of 2028. Also huge value there, because so they have that cap space, they have that room for another mega star player, even if they have these young budding guys coming up. Because there's going to be some people who fall off after this year. And I don't know. I really love what JVR has been doing for this team. He's 35 years old, making $900,000 this year. Kevin LeBanc,
he's getting pretty close.
Unfortunately injured. Yeah, and LeBanc's 29. It's not that like he couldn't come back and he'd do great. We'll see what happens. Kristen Fisher is also at a $1.1 million contract right now for the Blue Jackets. So we'll kind of see what happens with these guys. At UFA, Ivan Provorov, after this year.
That's what
Jack
I was hearing
Johnson.
about. Provy was
Yeah.
pretty close to. If the Jackets do claim him again, do you see the Jackets ever claiming him, or do you see another player stepping in that role for Provorov
I mean, he's only
if
28.
it becomes that time?
The Don Waddell seems very, it seems very, very. I don't know how you'd say it, but he's basically very assertive in how he's talked to the Columbus media that he believes that the Blue Jackets are going to get a deal done with him. And he's talked about this in the trade deadline that he could have gotten something for him, and it would have been very good. However, though, you just don't want to screw up the chemistry that they've had all season long by trading.
Right.
So he made the decision not to do it, and I can see why he did it, and I agree with that. You just don't really want to screw that up that much, and he believes from his words talking to people in the Columbus media that they feel like the Blue Jackets can get a deal done with Ivan Provorov. And
Right.
another thing to consider here is that this has come out within the last month or so, is that Ivan Provorov's brother is coming to Ohio State to play hockey. And we don't know if this is true or not. I'm just guessing here, but I just wonder if this has another reason to do with Ivan Provorov wanting to stay with the Blue Jackets, because he's talked about this, that he wants to stay with the Blue Jackets so that if he was there, he could be there to help out his brother. His brother's from Russia. I don't know how long he's been in America. I don't know if he speaks good English or not.
Right.
That might be something there to where he might want to be there to help out his brother, because if you're from Russia and you don't really speak a lot of English, that could be, an issue. So if his brother's there to help him out, I could see that. But
Exactly. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Now I want to talk about what the Blue Jackets have done at the trade deadline. I want to talk about on the show last week. Couldn't do it. Didn't have enough time. Forgot about it too. Oops. Oh well. But
Right.
a lot of people, it's just depending on how you ask. There were some people that thought that the Blue Jackets wouldn't do anything. Some people, the Blue Jackets would do something, some bigger than others. And what ended up happening is that they got Luke Cunnin for a 4th-round draft pick. The 4th-round draft
Right.
pick,
And then they had to pick up Christian Fisher.
but that was on the waivers, though. So we'll get there. We'll get there.
Absolutely.
Luke Cunnin, they get Luke Cunnin for a 4th-round draft pick. The 4th-round draft pick was a 4th-round draft pick they got in the Alexander Texier deal this past offseason from the St. Louis Blues. So it is not the Blue Jackets' 4th-round draft pick. It is the 4th-round draft pick that they got from the Blues in the Alexander Texier deal. Now, why this makes sense and why I like this is that you could tell that the Blue Jackets, they need something, but like I said earlier on in the show, there's been too much good chemistry going on there. They've been playing so well, better than expected, so much a good tight-knit locker room. You really don't want to screw that up. Now's not the time to be doing that.
No, exactly.
And so what you want to do is you just want to give them a little extra help. And when you watch the Blue Jackets play, at times they do need a little extra help, especially on their 3rd or 4th line. And a guy like a Luke Cunnin, that's exactly what he is. He's shown he can be a good 3rd line, 4th line guy, penalty killing, block shots, defense, sometimes give you a little goals. He is a bigger dude, gives you a little physicality. That's what you want. And so far, it's a small sample size, but in the games that he's played with the Blue Jackets, that is what he's given with the Blue Jackets. So I'm okay with it. I like it. And given how the trade deadline went for other teams, the teams were just throwing out draft picks and like crazy. That
There were some like other players from Boston to Florida. I mean,
everywhere.
They did the same thing with like Chicago. I was really
So you could have, if you really wanted to, if you really wanted to, you could have gotten something good for Ivan Provorov because he was one of the top guys. It's been like this for a bit now. Going into this season, you're like, okay, who could be a guy the Blue Jackets trade at the trade deadline if things don't go well? And Ivan Provorov's name was a guy that kept popping up. And you can see why. Ivan Provorov is a real good defenseman. First line, second line minutes. The dude is a horse. He can play 20, 30 minutes a night like it's nothing. Block shots, penalty kill, offense, defense. He eats pucks, play big minutes. Those are the type of guys that you want in the playoffs when it gets harder, both offensively and defensively. That's the type of guy that you could have gotten at least a first-round pick, draft pick, and a prospect or two, and a player if you really wanted it. And given how the trade deadline went, you could have gotten that. Ultimately, the Blue Jackets make the decision to not trade Provorov. They get Luke Cunnin. I'm okay with it. I like it, so that's how it went. Hefty Duck, let's get your thoughts here.
Yeah, so real quick, we talked a little bit about, who would step up in Provorov's spot if need be. There's a lot of young up and coming guys yet too. When we're looking, I'm trying to find the list I just had here. Oh, there it is. So coming up through the ranks right now is obviously Jordan Harris. That's one.
Everybody likes his nickname, Harry.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Harry!
my buddy, I were like, oh my goodness. He celebrated his birthday yesterday. Shout out to Fifth Line Brigade as well. My favorite pal and our favorite too, Kevin. You know who that is. We're going to shout out to my buddy here. Robert Hall is the man of the hour. Happy 48th birthday, buddy.
Yeah. Good old Robert. Good guy.
Yeah, we had birthday.
Which is also Danforth's birthday was yesterday.
That's right.
Didn't go on the right note, but at least he had a good birthday.
Yeah, me and Kevin's birthday is with us last Wednesday as well. We're old. But yeah, real quick, I want to talk about these up and coming prospects too, because trade deadline, I understand why he didn't do much either. Like, you don't want to break the chemistry apart, but then also you really don't want to shoot yourself in the foot for the future. Like, you're going to be signing someone big for long term. That's going to take the spot that maybe Corson Kuhlmans or Samuel Nazco, Luca Morelli might be taking. Old Julian Jurek Holmes, Stanislav Svozil, all these dudes are able to step up and play here in the next few years. So you can't just leave spots open for people, but it's also important to make sure that you're not just cutting people out who are going to benefit the team in the long run too. I'm getting a little echo back here from somebody. What was it? Anyway.
Jordan, I need you to turn off that echo.
It's good. There's a setting here.
No, you're good.
Okay. We're good.
All right. Cool beans. Yeah, sorry. I couldn't think when I was listening to my voice there. But yeah, so far for the trade deadline, I would give as far as like a grade or ranking, nothing blew me out of the water, but I don't think there was a mistake made. So it's definitely a passing grade, maybe not exemplary, because I don't know, Marchand going to Florida, that's a huge blockbuster trade for a conditional second round draft pick in 2027. Maybe that's like one of the teams. So I'm sure he was on like a no trade, like a certain amount of teams, no trade clause. So maybe he really wanted to go to Florida. That could be huge for them, coming off the playoffs from last year and everything. So I don't know. I would give this an A. It's not an A+. He didn't screw up anything, but an A.
So,
So
Jordan, I want to get you in here. Your thoughts on the Blue Jackets trade deadline?
Yeah, I'll go ahead with that. I think what really is, I mean, we had some good players, and I think it was a good that we traded the 4th-round pick over to the Sharks, and I think that's going to help in the long run. And I think with Luke Cunnin coming in, it's going to be a great chemistry look on our roster, and I think that's a um I I was looking at the give and take on the trade deadline. I was hearing about like if Chinikov was going to be next or if it was going to be the other guy. I can't remember which one it was. Most people were thinking like they could have traded Elvis, but I don't think that's going to happen. Your give and take on those.
All right. Yeah. Now, before the trade deadline, the Blue Jackets did make another move, and that was they got Christian Fisher off of waivers.
Right.
And Christian Fisher is basically another kind of a Luke Cunnin type of a move. Is you get good depth and you help out your 3rd or 4th line. He's proven that he can be a good 3rd or 4th line guy. Mostly mostly basically defense, penalty killing, block shots. 3rd or 4th line, that sort of thing, but sometimes can give you some offense. And interesting enough, the Blue Jackets played him against him in the Blue Jackets outdoor game because he was playing it in Detroit. So he's a little familiar with the Blue Jackets. That not that long ago, he was playing against the Blue Jackets in the Blue Jackets outdoor game. So that's what the Christian Fisher thing is. It's like Luke Cunnin. He gives you some depth, a little help on the 3rd or 4th line, block shots, defense, grind it out, sometimes a little offense. And another important thing that this does, having a guy like a Luke Cunnin or a Christian Fisher on your team allows you to not have to call someone up from the minors.
Right.
Because this is what's going to happen. If you have to do that, a guy like, let's say, a Gavin Brindley, a Luca Del Bell Blues, or whoever, those are guys that need to be playing higher up in the lineup. And right now, they're only getting that when they're in Cleveland. You pull them up, they're playing 3rd or 4th line minutes. That's not who they are. This isn't to say that they couldn't play good in those roles. They can, but that's not who they are. They need to be higher up in the lineup. And you would rather not have them been doing that in the NHL. Let them play those minutes in Cleveland, and in the next year or so, guys like that, they're going to be ready. They'll be with the Blue Jackets.
Right, and they'll be kind of like prepared for unexpected.
Yes, now's not their time. So when you have guys like a Luke Cunnin or a Christian Fisher, it allows them that you don't have to bring these guys up. You're right. Just let them cook down in Cleveland, and you're okay. So, that's that. Hefty Duck, your thoughts on this Christian Fisher thing?
I don't think it's a bad move at all. It's just picking someone up off of waivers, plenty of cap space. Looking at his stats, I keep losing these. I don't know why I minimize it. It's stupid. Christian Fisher. There you are.
Which site do you use it through, Ducky?
I use Hockey Reference.
Oh, I'll have to look at
that. It's hockey-reference.com. It's pretty amazing there. So he played with Detroit this year. He's been on 2 teams. He's played 1 game for the Blue Jackets so far. So in 46 games this season, he has 1 goal, 6 assists for 7 points. Now he's 27 years old. So once again, Waddell is kind of looking at these a little more experienced guys. He's like, it's not that they're not thinking about draft picks and picking up new prospects, but that is definitely not the main focus anymore.
Right.
The main focus is to keeping this build going. There's no rebuild. It's just, this is the build. And I think that for that, I think that this is a decent pickup, especially when you start thinking about injuries and possibly having to go deep in the depth for a possible playoff run.
I do too, and I think this is I think with what we got a game tomorrow, Kevin, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yes.
I think everybody's going to be wearing green. I wouldn't be surprised if this
Well, yeah. Yep.
shocks us, anyways. Because I mean, if we do see maybe Branson or Monahan coming back, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Do you think they'll actually return before the playoffs start?
Well, Dean Evison has said this himself, talking in the Columbus media, that at minimum, Erica Branson should be back sometime this upcoming week.
Yep.
Whether if that's earlier in the week or later on in the week, he's expected to be sometime this upcoming week, and that's huge. They need help anywhere they can get. They've been playing good so much this season, but you can tell that they miss a guy like an Erica Branson, 6'5", 220, big, physical, good defensively. They need someone like that to help out. And then, and I don't even mean this as a disrespect to like a guy like a Den Matejchuk. He's been awesome for the Blue Jackets. But sometimes you can see, oh, he's still just a young guy. Sometimes it's just not quite there because he's a young guy trying to learn in the NHL. You get a guy like Erica Branson back, then you can take some of that off of Denton Matejchuk's plate, and he doesn't doesn't struggle as much.
Right.
Yeah, and
It
I think
relieves a
even
little
that-
pressure.
Exactly. It relieves a little pressure.
Yeah, for a young guy too. I mean, that's important. But we'll begin yet another very experienced player back. I do believe that both will come back before the playoffs. I don't think they're going to try to pull a Mark Stone. I mean, with Monahan, they absolutely could. That would be huge to have an extra player on your roster because they were on IR. Going into the playoffs, and because once it's playoffs, they ignore the cap hit, right? And
Sure.
Monahan's got one of the biggest contracts on the team, and it would be amazing if it worked out that way. I don't wish injury upon anyone, but I would mostly like to just see him back on the ice now, especially because the
same here.
playoffs are not guaranteed by any means. Like they just dropped out of the spot yesterday with that loss to the Rangers because it gave the Rangers the points and gave nothing to the Blue Jackets. So
Of course,
they really need to
Montreal's
push
won the
and
game, too.
fight right now. And I'm looking forward to Erica Branson coming back. I mean, they just got Chinikov back. Unfortunately, Cole Sillinger is still out. There's no timetable yet for him. Jake Christensen is just out too. So these pickups of Cunnin and Christian.
This will be
I
a big
keep
role
forgetting
for
his
them.
last name. So like that'll be huge. We have a comment here from Twitter. Mar Vale. Good Branson will be paired with Denton. Probably will go back on the left side with Severson. Yeah,
Yep.
I could definitely see that. And then having I'm not sure who's pairing with Werenski at that point then.
Fabro.
Fabro. Yeah.
Yeah, both of them have actually
Yeah, that'd be
played
dope.
really well this year.
And that's another example, at the time when the Blue Jackets got Christian Fisher from waivers, not all, but some people like, oh, why are we doing this? And then people correctly pointed out that, the Blue Jackets got Dante Fabro off of waivers, and look how that's turned out. That's been pretty damn good. So, hey, I don't know. They might be onto something here. Just give it a chance.
Yeah, Fabro, 16 points in 47 games, 5 goals, 11 assists for a defenseman, and some guy you just picked up off of waivers because he was going to either go to the AHL or they were just putting on waivers, like how Cam Atkinson got put on waivers. That was weird. Poor guy.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I miss him a lot too. And
yeah. So I'd like to just do a little talk about the last 3 games that the Blue Jackets have played, like we always do. The first game against the Devils, the Blue Jackets lose 5-3. Why do you lose that game? Because, you had a god-awful first period where you just play terrible. You give up 3 goals. You're down 3-0 quickly. Now,
it's the penalties too.
Yeah, second period was better because you score 2 goals quickly. You get a goal from Matthew Olivier. You get a goal from Marchenko. And the Matthew Olivier goal, awesome. It's just a shot from up high. Matthew Olivier sticks a stick out. Puck bounces off the stick, goes in the net. Goal. Marchenko's goal is an awesome pass by Adam Fantilli to help set it up. Easily one of the best passes I've seen all season long. Fantilli, awesome pass, goes to Marchenko. Marchenko shoots and scores. It's 3-2. Things are looking good. And then towards the end of the second period, you give up another one. It's 4-2. You give up another one. And then Olivier gets a goal. That's cool. But ultimately, you lose that game because that bad first period. You take that away, you're winning 3-2. But unfortunately, you have a bad first period. That's why you lose. And there were moments in that game where you look good. Bad first period. That's why you lose. And unfortunately, that's how it goes. You can't have moments like that where it's lapse of judgment or you don't play very good, because stuff like that is going to happen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Now, especially the fact that you are fighting for a playoff spot, and the Devils are one of those teams that you're fighting with, trying to catch up. And you don't want to look back and say, if they don't get in, that, oh, that's a game you should have had there, but you didn't. But there's still some time to go here. So unfortunately, you had some good. Fortunately, you had some good moments in that game, but unfortunately, you lose because you didn't play very good in spots in that game, and you give up You give up a 3-goal first period there. So that's just my thoughts there. Hefty Duck, your thoughts?
You're not going to win games with 6 or 8 shots a period. You're not. There's no way. Which I also don't understand this math. So I'm getting this from the official NHL.com website. So first period, 6 shots for the Blue Jackets. Second period, 8 shots for the Blue Jackets. Never mind. I just realized that I'm dumb. And then 6 shots in the third period. So for a total of 20 shots in the whole game. New Jersey had 28. I mean, they had 11, and 6. So the Jackets did hold them to 6 in the last period, but you're not going to win games like that. And we've seen that a few times this last week. So that's just my thoughts on it. You just need to grip it and rip it more.
Right.
You gotta screen the netminder too, and you gotta put pucks more in the net.
Yep. So Jordan, do you have anything to say about this game before we talk about the next game?
Well, and I think even I think it was the one against the Vegas Golden Knights that really kind of hurts. I think there was penalties that shouldn't have been called, or some of which I think they should have been a little more careful, because we've been taking too many penalties though in the past. But I think we could do a lot better. I think if we just stuck with killing the plays a little bit more, but also kind of helping, pinching more to the post or more to the backboard, because you gotta watch for where, the Vegas Golden Knights are a really good team. They have more chemistry than we ever thought, and I thought maybe we could have beaten the Rangers yesterday, but it didn't go the way we wanted it to.
Yeah. So now we'll move on to the next game that the Blue Jackets played, which is against the Vegas Golden Knights this past Thursday. And the summary from my perspective is just this, is that you start out good in the first period, you have some chances, you don't put it away. This has happened, and what happened? Vegas had chances, they put it away, and then they really just took control of the game. And
they never looked back.
And this has happened multiple times to the Blue Jackets this season, is that they've had chances to score and put it away, and then they don't score, they don't put it away, and then the other team goes down the ice, boom, it's in the back of the net. And that's it. You just can't do that. You just can't.
No.
You just can't do that. And unfortunately for the Blue Jackets, that's what happened.
They keep
When you
doing
play
that.
these when you play these teams that just really good tight checking defense, they don't give you a lot to shoot at.
Right.
And when they do give you something to shoot at, you better put that away because that chance is not coming back. And unfortunately, for the most part, the Blue Jackets, when they play these teams that play real good tight checking defense, they don't put it away. And then the other team goes the other way. They shoot, they score, and that's the end of that. The only exception to that rule is when they played the Islanders in October, who were playing real good tight checking defense, and the Blue Jackets just grinded it out. They put 2 on them. They won 2-0. And what happened back in January when they're playing the Flyers, and the Flyers just playing real good tight checking defense, and the Blue Jackets just found a way to get it done in the shootout. Other than
I thought
that,
that game was really good, though. I was hearing about it.
yeah, but other than that, they've struggled against teams that just play real good tight checking defense, and that's the unfortunate reality. They had these chances to put it away, they didn't. Vegas had chances to put it away, they did. And then, like you said, Jordan, they never looked back. They never let go of that game, and unfortunately, that's what happened.
That's what really did happen. And it kind of just the chemistry too, and most of the games I think we've ever played has I think we continue to struggle with like some of the times, like I think after Johnny's been gone, it's setting it back. It's a major setback. And I think that's what's been kind of hurting a little bit more is because, if Johnny's not there, then it's kind of throwing our chemistry away or throwing our concentration away from where the goal should be at.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily think that what you're getting at there. I mean, okay, so yeah, from a hockey standpoint,
Right.
not having Johnny Gaudreau hurts. That I'm not discounting that, but honestly, I really do think that the Johnny Gaudreau thing, they are using that as motivation.
Right.
They really are. It's like rah rah rah, let's go. We're winning this for Johnny Gaudreau sort of thing. They are really using this as good motivation to do
and the
it. Leadership, and not just do it for getting better, and not just do it for Johnny Gaudreau, but we're doing it for Columbus and the Blue Jackets, and he's with us, and they're really just let's go. We're doing it. So that there's that. Hefty Duck, your thoughts on this game here against Vegas?
Tough pill to swallow, especially since last week on the show I mentioned that the Blue Jackets had not been shut out at home this year because they had only been shut out twice. Once was like earlier in the beginning of the year, and then once was like last week, and that was an away game, obviously. And then this, it's a hard pill to swallow, especially when the thing I was harping on just like a little bit ago wasn't as big of a problem. Now it kind of was. So the Blue Jackets finished the game with 27 shots on goal. Okay, so they did 7 more shots than the last time, but it's weird. They almost had the flip-flop of Vegas. So in the first period, Vegas had 6 shots on goal. Blue Jackets had 14. It's like they knew that the last game, like Dean Everson was like, listen, you need more shots. I mean, I don't know that he actually said that or anything, but like it looked like that's what he said. They had 14 shots. Then it kind of dropped by half in the second period. They had 7 shots, and third period 6 shots, and they just weren't able to get any in. I mean, I think I believe Aiden Hill was he's the number 1 star of the night. He got the shutout, and he saved 27 to 27 shots. That's something to be said for him. Huge game. The only fortunate thing about any of that is that I have Aiden Hill on my fantasy hockey team. But seriously, it's rough to see starting off again with the power play goal. If the penalty kill is not going to drastically improve, you just need to take less penalties, less dumb penalties. You have to be mindful and in control of your stick, your limbs, everything you're doing. Yeah, that as well. I mean, I think that Olivier does really good that when he gets in, like for the most part, when he gets up against somebody and gets kind of like he's defending a teammate, he makes sure there's like an equal or even like side to it. So if he's gonna get penalized, so the other guy is too. But yeah, even still, I mean, power play goal we can do. And then the final goal was an empty net goal. Alex Pietrangelo was able to get that in. That's not a discount on Merzlikins this was a Tarasov game, right?
This was a Merzlikins game, the Vegas.
I'm finding my box score here. Oh yeah, my bad. 25 out of 28 shots though, 893 save percentage. He didn't do bad. I don't think. I don't think you can blame this on Elvis in any way.
Mm-mm.
No. So
He's
what it is.
consistent.
So now we'll move on to the final game that the Blue Jackets played last week, which is they played home against the New York Rangers.
A rematch
From this past Sunday when the Blue Jackets smoked that ass 7-3 Adam Fantilli hat trick, and it was really cool. The game against the Rangers is basically the story of what happened against Vegas, which is moments in that game where you looked really good. You had some chances to put it away. You didn't put it away, and you lose because the Rangers had chances and it's in the back of the net. That's the unfortunate reality. And there's so many things that just like, oh no, like why? For example,
right? Why did this happen?
Why this happened? The first goal that the Rangers score is because Damon Severson, he tries making a play, passes the puck, doesn't work out, and then puck goes the other way, and he. Not really his fault here, but he bumps into Mika Zibanejad from the Rangers, and then that kind of leaves him out of position. And then, and then he bumps it, and then this is a brain fart moment where it's like he bumps into Danil Tarasov, and it's because he bumps into Danil Tarasov. Danil Tarasov can't get back into the net, and then the puck pops loose right in front of the net. The Rangers shoot and score, and it's like, oh God, like what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Because you just gave away a goal there, and it's just like, oh God, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Yeah.
So
he wouldn't have time to like readjust like he should have.
No, you did not give Danil Tarasov a chance to readjust, get back in the net, and get ready for that shot. You just, you just didn't. And then
there was another one. I can't remember who scored the other one.
And then the second time, because you have a chance to score in the power play, you don't, and then puck goes the other way. You don't get it out. They struggle to get the puck out. Puck goes to Panarin. He shoots and scores because again, it's just little stuff like if you can't get the puck out, they're going to score eventually. You can only play good defense for so long, and that's what happened.
Right.
Second, you can't get the puck out. Panarin shoots and scores, and it's just okay. All right, fine. And then again, and then they score another one. But really, you're on a 6-on-4. The Blue Jackets have a 6-on-4. And big opportunity to score there. Instead, you don't score and you give up a shorthanded goal. Like, why are we giving up a goal 6-on-4? Why are we giving up a goal 6-on-4? Just not good. If you have a 6-on-4, you should not be giving up a goal. You should not be giving up a goal 6-on-4. But unfortunately for the Blue Jackets, they give up a 6-on-4. You just can't do that. So moments there where you look good and moments where you have chances to put it away, but you don't. And then the Rangers go down the other way. They score. That's why you lose in that game. Just like the game against Vegas. You have chances to score. You don't put it away. They score, you lose. Unfortunately, that's how it went. You're hoping for the better that it doesn't happen like that again, because giving up 8 goals in 2 games is not good. That is awful. You cannot do that. You just can't. So
No.
you're just hoping that the Blue Jackets have a better week here where stuff like that doesn't happen. But anyways, that's just how it goes. We'll get Hefty Duck in here on his thoughts against the game against the Rangers.
You know, once again, it really wasn't as big of a shots issue this time because both teams are pretty even on that. So I've been harping on it, but I mean, they could still have taken some more. There was only 21 shots apiece for each team, and out of those 21 shots, New York made 4 and the Blue Jackets made 0. That's a very obvious statement, but yeah, that first goal really rough to see. That's what I was alluding to earlier when we were talking about Severson's contract. But and it seems like every single time that since he has been traded to the New York Rangers, every single time he comes back to Nationwide Arena, Artemi Panarin scores.
Mhm.
I just feel that. It's not every time they play against him. It's just like in Nationwide Arena because, like, dude is a beast. He's hard to stop, super hard to stop. But then that shorthanded goal, man. Yeah, I know that it was empty net, but that still 6 versus 4. Where are you at? Where's at the very least
Right.
if you're not fast enough to keep up with them or beat them, at the very least you could be positioned correctly in
At
order
least have like
to.
3 or more guys like down towards the empty net at least.
I
You know what I
probably would
mean?
have played like a 1-2-3 or something like that, which I don't remember
Like a
seeing it
1-3-1, something like that.
um because I was driving home from work at the time the game was playing, so I was listening to it on the radio. But yeah, I don't know. Something seems weird. Our special teams right now, our power play and penalty kill, have been suffering a little bit, and that is, um, I think, one of the biggest reasons why the Blue Jackets have started like they're cooling off right now. It's a dangerous time of year for that to happen. It can't be, March 16th, like what 16 games left, 15, and you can't be starting to let the things slip and slide a little bit. But the thing is, too, though, we're getting some new guys back in the lineup. Some guys only got to play a little bit this year. The chemistry has been built between certain lines in certain ways. Like I mentioned, Cole Sillinger's not in there right now, and he was developing some great chemistry with his line mates. And so, and pick up some guys from waivers, the little trade, trying to piece all these players in while still maintaining that same chemistry. It can take a player. I read an article somewhere that said it can take a player up to like 2 years to fully acclimate to the team that they're on. And there's still a lot of new faces here. But that being said, they've been doing great this season.
Yep.
They have it in them. They just need to
Kind
special
of produce
teams.
more goals.
Yeah. I mean, they have I don't know if they still do or not, but as of last week, they had like the most goals at home of any NHL team this season. It's unfortunately maybe they have like some of the most goals against too, and so the penalty kill.
It's got to improve at
It
least,
has to.
in my honest opinion.
Yeah. So, all right. So, those are the recap of the last 3 games that we played. I still have a little more stuff to share before we get out of here. I've seen some hockey jersey concepts that have popped up recently involving Blue Jackets that I want to share.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
And it's this. Ever since the Blue Jackets outdoor game jersey has come out, it's been really well reviewed, good reviews. People really like it. And a common theme I've seen is the Blue Jackets should make that their new home jersey, and people should have been saying, "Oh, I think there should be a white version of that." Well, I saw that.
I agree too. What do you think, Hefty?
That'd be dope.
Yeah,
I'd buy one.
And so I saw this on Twitter recently. It's a white version of the Blue Jackets outdoor game jersey, and this is what it looks like.
All right, go ahead, Kevin. I was just like, I'd love to. Wow. That is slick. What do you think, Hefty Duck?
I like this a lot. I mean, personally, I've always been a
Even the blue
fan
ones were
of
good
the
too.
darker jerseys, and still in this case, I am too. Now the thing is here, on the other jerseys, they had that like silverness to it,
Yeah.
which I think was maybe even possibly a little bit of a nod at Ohio State because the scarlet and gray. They don't
Yeah.
want to do the scarlet, but I don't know. I have no clue about that at all in the slightest. But I like these a lot. I mean, I prefer darker jerseys for the home team. But if they had these for an away jersey, I would still want to buy one. And also, if they were the away team at an outdoor game, these would be perfect for that too.
Yep.
But
Yep.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, I like how it was designed like that.
So
Both of those jerseys I think would look good. They could probably sell them like at a good price.
yeah.
Wouldn't you agree, Kevin?
Oh, I agree with that. I don't know who designed this. I just
Jenner.
got no.
Oh,
That's not. I don't know who designed this. Sarah Kent, she just posted this on her Twitter page, so I don't know where she got it from. But the person who designed this, you did a real good job, so that's cool. Continuing on this theme, people like to take the Blue Jackets outdoor game jersey, and they like to make a jersey out of it. And we've actually featured this person on our show before, PGH Concepts. They've done different concepts for the Blue Jackets, different Blue Jackets themed jerseys they would like to see. And they made basically a third jersey version of the Blue Jackets outdoor game jersey, basically. And this is what it looks like.
oh wow, no
that's
kidding.
cool.
That's another good one. I like that too.
So, as you can see, it's basically the Blue Jackets third jersey. You just switch the Canon logo to this outdoor game Canon logo. You switch the red on the Canon to light blue, and then you change the shoulder patch to, well, actually, no. You give it a shoulder patch because the Blue Jackets third jersey does not have a shoulder patch. So you give the outdoor game shoulder patch as the new shoulder patch. Basically.
Yeah.
So I like this. I think this is pretty cool. Hefty Duck, your thoughts here?
This is awesome. I'm not quite sold on the shoulder patches there. For our audio listeners, it's like a cross sticks that says CBJ in them. That to me, I think that was on their on the Stadium Series, but here it just looks out of place to me because it's on the cream color. It just sticks out a bit much. I like the other patches just for this specific jersey, but overall, I like it. For our audio listeners,
I
real
do
quick, I'll
too.
explain a little bit about it too.
No,
So
and
the
I
Canon
get what
logo,
Hefty Duck says about it.
it's the one from the Stadium Series, and then there's no circle around it. Like the third jerseys have like a big circular patch, and I think that's looks nice without having a big
Kind of
circular
something
patch.
similar to something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another feature is you see in the collar in the normal Blue Jackets third jersey, it says "We fight, we march," a kind of a cool military theme. This one takes that away and has the numbers of 13, 21, 80. Other words, Johnny Gaudreau's brother, Matthew Gaudreau, and Matisse Kivlenieks.
From Team Latvia.
That's right.
That was something. I mean, the greatest thing about it is like you have like different numbers on it, and it just shares a really good, a good number where it shows each number has their jersey number and it has like the same like number just like it shows on the collar there. Oh my goodness, I like that idea.
Yeah. Let's see here. Also, he has a PGH Concepts. Also has basically his take on a white version using the third jersey colors, using the Blue Jackets outdoor game jersey and shoulder patch from the Blue Jackets outdoor game. And again, it has the numbers 13, 21, 80 in the collar. I like this. I think it's pretty good. Hefty
I
Duck,
like that too.
Hefty Duck, your thoughts on this concept?
Yeah, so this is a prime example I was talking about with the patches on the cream color on the last one. So this one has the navy blue on the shoulders, and that looks a lot better to me. I'm a little surprised how well it works. There's only one spot I don't really like it, and that is pairing the bright bleach white to the cream color that is also in the jersey. I think it looks better than if they would have went like full off white. Cream color, that would have been a bit much, a bit too try hard and like an old vintage kind of feel.
Right, I kind of was thinking
but
that too.
This around the cannon, there's the off white like kind of outlining the entire cannon. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think that you couldn't do it with many other colors though. I don't know. Maybe I just would leave it out. But other than that, I really like this concept.
I think I do too, and it's as they talk about it, I think like every jersey is built different. Like you said, the Steve series, like that just it looks good. Every jersey I think looks good like that with the cannon on it.
Yeah.
And
Now-
they could have like if they want to put an additional patch like the CBJ logo on the front, like on the side of the patches, one would have a CBJ logo and the other one would have like the jackets with a cannon on the side patch next to it. You know what I mean?
We're not done though, because PHG has done more concepts. He did his own take on the Blue Jackets outdoor game jersey. The slight difference is he changed the shoulder patch to the Blue Jackets' current main logo, and again, he added the numbers 13, 21, and 80 inside. Oh shoot, where'd that go? Ooh.
Hold on, it's coming up there. It's
all right, there it is.
There.
So I think it's look cool. Hefty Duck, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan.
I like that too.
I do kind of like the Blue Jackets like normal logo on the shoulders there.
Right.
Big fan of the silver, and here they're the outline around the cannon is bright white, which just looks better in my opinion. The one of the things that I think is so subtle that is one of my favorite things about this is so in the cannon on the shading, they use blue for like the shadows, but then there's the highlight of red in the middle.
Yeah.
And I just really like that a lot. I know Blue Jackets are blue, but that little hint of red in there is just neat.
Yeah. Also, PHG Concepts also did a white version of the Blue Jackets outdoor game jersey.
Kind of with the same like patch with the CBJ on the shoulder.
Yes,
13,
he basically
21 and 80.
Yeah, so he basically made a blue version of the white jersey, a white version of his blue jersey. You have a little silver, a little blue, a little red, the cannon, the state flag of Ohio, the captain's patch, and then the shoulder patch are the main logo for the Blue Jackets and the numbers 13, 21, 80. I think it's good. Hefty Duck, your thoughts here?
I really like it overall. Big fan of the concept here. I mean, I would buy one if they weren't, $280
or $300. Either way.
Yeah, I mean, these things are so expensive right now. I really, it is what it is. It's like a limited edition kind of thing. I know that this is just a concept, but the real ones, dang, they get pricey.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's that's that. I do have some other clips to show, but before I get to that, I do want to talk about Ohio State hockey just for a little bit here. They are going on a heater. Ohio State women's hockey, for the 5th time, is going to the Frozen Four. They won last night 6-1 to get to the Frozen Four.
Who did they beat? I forget. Was it Penn State?
No, that was the men's hockey team.
Oh no, never mind. I'm sorry. They just whooped Wisconsin.
No.
No? Oh no. Never mind. It was Minnesota.
No,
No,
no.
I forget who they beat.
I'll tell you because I'm gonna look that up. So last night, Ohio
Penn
State.
State. Sorry, I was
No,
muted.
that was the men.
Oh,
Ohio State women's hockey. Who did they beat? I'll tell you who did they beat? They beat
technical difficulty.
they beat SLU.
Whoa! Oh man,
Also known as St. Lawrence University. So that's who
where is that at? I forget. Oh, is it Missouri?
I I don't know where St. Lawrence is, but that's who they beat to get the Frozen Four. So the fourth time in a row, they beat for the fifth time in a row they got to the Frozen Four,
That's
which
off
is
to the women and the ladies.
which is just ridiculously good. Ohio State women's hockey is a wagon. They're on a heater, and they've become one of the best programs in college women's hockey. Last 3 seasons, they've been in the national championship game, winning 2 of them. It is just awesome to see what Nadine Musrell has done and built that team up. And that's what I want to see from Ohio State men's hockey is get good on a consistent basis, get on the level of Ohio State women's hockey where you're consistently good. That's what I want.
Right, I do too.
That's what I want. And people got upset at me on Twitter when I basically said that historically Ohio State is just kind of not the greatest and average at best. But I'm right, and you were being silly, and you were letting your Ohio State feelings get in your way because
Right.
that's the truth. Let's look at the amount of talent that has gone into the NHL from schools like Michigan, like a Zach Werenski, a Kent Johnson, a Adam
Eagles.
I'll get there.
Absolutely.
Michigan has given the Blue Jackets Jack Johnson, Kent Johnson, Zach Werenski, Adam Fantilli. Boston College has given the Blue Jackets Johnny Gaudreau and Cam Atkinson. Then look at other teams. Other teams have gotten
Blankenberg too. You can't forget that.
Well, Nick Blankenberg, and there's a whole bunch of other guys from Michigan as well.
Right.
And then the Minnesota, Brock Faber, and a whole bunch of other guys, Jack Eichel, Jonathan Tays from North Dakota. You look at these schools that put out just top elite talent. That's not Ohio State. Sorry, it's the truth. It is what it is. And people got upset. They said, "Oh no, they put guys in the NHL," and it's like, yeah, but they're mid. Sorry, you just don't have a good argument there. Historically speaking, they just don't put out the top talent. I want that to change. I would love to say that Ohio State hockey has put out a guy like a Zach Werenski or a Jack Eichel or a Johnny Gaudreau or an Adam Fantilli or a Kent Johnson, something, or a Zach Werenski. I would love to say that, but they don't. That's not where they are. They can do that, but they got to put more effort into the men's hockey team like they done with the women's team. Now, Ohio State men's hockey team, they are in the Big Ten championship game in the Big Ten hockey tournament because last night they beat Penn State.
Oh, yes.
to get to the Big Ten hockey tournament championship game where they're going to play Michigan State at Michigan State. Michigan State is the number 1 seed at Michigan State. That's going to be a tough matchup.
That will be gruesome.
We'll see how that goes. We'll see if Ohio State can get it done, but
and hopefully the women, who will they play in the Frozen Four?
They are going to play Cornell.
Ooh, that'll be a tough one.
So, and interesting enough, the Frozen Four for the women's side is minus Cornell is basically Big Ten schools. It's Ohio State, it's Wisconsin, it's Minnesota, and then there's Cornell there, the only non-Big Ten school. Like,
isn't that like those 3 schools every year at least?
Yeah.
It's always Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Ohio State.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even like Penn State too, if they ever did something like that.
No,
but I
so
never could see that happen.
no, so no, you're right, Hefty Duck. For in more recent years, you look at the women's Frozen Four in hockey, and it's Big Ten schools. It's Ohio State, it's Minnesota, it's Wisconsin, and then there's some other, school mixed in there that's not Big Ten. It's just interesting how that's worked out like that.
Right.
But shout out to Ohio State hockey. You are on a heater. Good to see.
They are going to win. No questions asked.
To be determined, because Wisconsin and Minnesota are really good at hockey. So that's to be determined. They can do it, but it's going to be a tough matchup. Anyway, so that's that. Now, I do have some clips to share.
All right, go for it. Mine.
And then once we're done with the clips, we are gonna, get out of here.
And I get to and of course supporting our boys.
That's right.
Now
that's right. I saw this clip pop up on Twitter. This is from the Minnesota State High School hockey tournament, and this is just an awesome goal. It's a snipe, kind of like below the goal line, and I am going to share this. So here it is.
I'm ready.
Minnesota State High School hockey tournament, and here it is from this guy right here. So, dude below the goal line gets the puck, stops, and he's going to shoot it right here, and he's going to score. It's just going to be a snipe.
Just from an angle, and he does. That is beautiful. Your thoughts on that, Hefty Duck?
That's pretty slick. I'll be honest.
I
was looking at my phone for a second.
No, you're good. You're good.
Up where Mama puts the cookies, huh? Top shelf.
That was how you call it a bad angle. Boom. That's how you
Dude. So nowadays, though, everybody is using these everyone's using the iPads or real-time statistics mixed with overall statistics of where you make the best shots, where you whatever. And this shot in recent years has becoming more and more popular. It's just it's really strange that it's like these sideways snipes. I don't know what it is exactly, but they've been working, and I think it's really hard for a goalie to stop. I mean, you can be sealed up on the corner, but there's still your head and neck movement to go around. And Kevin's now frozen on the screen here.
Well,
you have audio, Kevin?
I understand that. I thought that goal looked really good.
No,
I looked on Twitter the last time, and I was looking at where they talked about Mika Rantanen going to the Dallas Stars. I mean, your give and take. What were your thoughts after because Wallman did put a nice hit on Rantanen, and I think it stunned the whole crowd about it. I was deeply in state of shock. How in the world did he lay that? How did Wallman even lay that hit on a Rantanen?
Yeah,
because Rantanen is usually an overall good player.
So it's funny that you asked that. I'm actually on my one of my screens. I have the Dallas and Colorado matchup going right now. So this is Rantanen's first time. I mean, back at the Avalanche pretty recently, and I don't know. I mean,
all right, I'm back.
I'm not super against
you're
it.
good, Kevin.
But
he had some technical issues though. Yeah, it looks like it froze.
My computer crapped out there. So, anyways, I'm gonna put it back on the screen, and we can, we can talk about it.
Absolutely. All right, go ahead, Kevin. I thought that goal looked really good. Was that from high school though?
The Minnesota State High School hockey tournament.
Holy cow! You know what? I'll tell you. I was watching on the news too about Upper Arlington stopping Cleveland or St. Ignatius. Is that who they played?
Yes, they're in the Cleveland area.
Wow. I mean, I did not expect Upper Arlington to beat them to a state championship.
So, anyway, so I'll get there, but we'll get the clip and then we'll get that going.
Oh, with Minnesota High School.
We had the Minnesota High School tournament, you know. Yep, it was pretty cool. Where
I know I got a pretty good computer though. If you ever need like something like that. Oops.
all right.
It should be coming up anyways.
Hit
I've done the same thing where my computer died. I'm like, oh no.
That's my fault.
I've been reading on. Excuse me for a minute.
pretty
Yeah,
far over too anyway.
Yeah. You know what? Let's see here. You know what? For now, until I find, I'm gonna put. For now, until I find it.
I'm going to disappear.
Yeah.
computer like crashes out every now and then.
All right, folks, check your bingo cards. Technical difficulties.
Technical difficulties.
So
Yeah.
there's
So
if you
for
look
now,
at the line like that, a 15-year-old punches another kid in a handshake line. Your thoughts, guys?
no.
Oh,
Okay.
did he have it
So
coming?
so for now, I'm gonna put this up on the screen, and anyways. So recently it was mascot day at the Wild game, and Stinger was there, and here it is. So I'm gonna play this video, and then until I oops. There, look. So okay, I'm gonna back this up.
Is that Mr. Peanut from the Planners?
Yeah. So look,
I like that.
there's Stinger. He's right there at mascot day at the Wild. There he is. He's right there.
That's hilarious.
With Norty.
There's Stinger right there.
I love that bug. He is the best.
We got the Minnesota Twins mascot, the Minnesota Vikings mascot, the Minnesota Golden Gophers mascot.
I thought I saw the Timberwolf.
Yeah,
somewhere.
he was there.
There's Norty behind the planter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So look at Stinger. So that's cool. So
that's awesome.
It threw me off, but I think it's absolutely a comedic genius moment to have the Planters Peanut in there. Because why not?
Right.
He doesn't represent it. I mean, maybe like that's a thing
Right.
in Minnesota's stadium too, or arena. Because it'd be like having like a Grippo's mascot at the Blue Jackets or something. That's a.
Speaking of that, yeah, I was watching a little bit. I will ask you. I know some of you guys are pretty much baseball fans, especially Kevin right there.
That's right.
How do you think? What are your thoughts on Tito joining as the manager of the Reds?
So worst move of all time. I can't believe it. I don't know why they do that.
Well, Hefty Doug likes the Guardian, so we'll put that off to the side. But I'm excited for the Reds. It's a good move, but I found the clip, so we're gonna play it.
All right, go ahead. Who were they playing? Minnesota High School. I forget.
I don't know, but here it is. So right here, as you can see.
Oh, whoa!
He's about 1.5 to 2 feet on the offensive zone side of the red line, the red goal line.
So
that's got to be the St. Paul Union District schools for St. Paul. That was nice.
So,
it looked like the goalie did not cover the post the whole way, Kevin. Did he?
No, you can see a gap there in his elbow and everything. That's not where the puck goes. But this is what I was
Right.
talking
It
about
just goes
earlier, where
up
like
over the shoulder,
you can be sandwiched on that post and
and
whatnot, but
still,
there's always going to be your head and neck area that you can't quite. I mean, the only way to do it then is to put your shoulder inside the goalpost, which is then going to limit your ability to do other things with it too, or to like maybe like move quickly, to spin quickly because you're you can kind of see his arm is in there a little bit, but it's not. You can't.
So
but the puck
I
is
mean,
like underneath the crossbar and in the netting.
yeah, that's a hard one to save. But, what are you gonna do? Save it with your face? That's pretty much what you have to do.
Right.
Yeah.
oh, oh,
What
So,
I'm
yeah,
laughing at
I like
for
that
our
stuff.
audio
Though.
listeners is we're
oh,
having some technical fun.
Yeah.
It's not difficulties. We're just having some fun right
fun.
now.
So anyway, I pause it, but right there, I'll back. That's where he shot the puck, right there. It just barely it goes in. Just
Hits the top of the netting. I
net.
love it.
Yeah, and
So
that's where it kind of located in that corner. And if you look at the slow mo, they're doing a replay of it. Keep it on that puck. Boom. Right under the netting. And it comes out. Keep a lookout. There it is. How about that? That's almost Connor Bedard doing that kind of stunt, don't you think?
yeah. So,
Oh yeah.
all
Oh
right.
my goodness. That
So
kid could be the next sniper on our roster.
well, it's a high school. Let's
On
not get ahead of
to
ourselves here.
No,
So,
I get you.
next.
Hopefully one day if he gets a scholarship like that, there's no doubt in my mind he could go to like a college like Minnesota.
He will. Minnesota is the state of hockey, and they just produce ridiculously amount of good talent. Like they will. It will. Anyways, I do have some stuff from the Blue Jackets outdoor game I'd like to share. This
Yeah,
is
of
what
course.
the Blue Jackets posted this. So from their
That's
Instagram
beautiful.
from their Instagram page. So it was just the day of. So like here we have just a lot of people that day and just like what the crowd walking to the shoe was like. Some pregame festivities, obviously. That was cool.
I was at the tournament when this happened.
We got Stinger taking some pictures, so that's cool.
Sorry, I wasn't able to be there for that. I was stuck at the tournament with Rob and not a friend of mine. So yeah.
And then here we have the Blue Jackets players being led by the Gaudreau family to the shoe, getting off the bus.
Meredith was so
pregnant
blessed
Meredith.
to have her kids, though. I heard, I think did she just give birth to like her third child yet, or not?
We don't know.
And
That's what I wasn't sure.
Here we have them going onto the stage during the OAR concert, which was awesome.
I felt really bad I couldn't go there because I was stuck at the chiller up in the Lewis Center.
Yeah, and then here they're going to the shoe, and the Ohio State band is with them playing music.
I just wanted to talk a little bit about what they're wearing there too. So everyone's wearing like these like black sweatpants with like grayish bluish sweatshirt with a hat, a black hat that has 3 black stars on the front. So the story behind that was that it was basically what they said Johnny Gaudreau would wear like 90% of the time they'd see him in this outfit or something. So
yeah,
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, it's hat, sweatshirt, sweatpants. Like you get these guys that like they're wearing like $500 suits and everything, and here's Johnny Gaudreau just wearing a hat, a sweatshirt, and the sweatpants. Just being who he is, which is cool.
Shoes like that cost more than my rent.
Usually the casual.
So whatever. Anyways,
I really like how they did the USA jerseys.
that's what the Red Wings did, basically.
That was amazing.
Here we have them on the at the shoe before the game, hanging out by the cannon.
Both teams did?
No, the Blue Jackets.
Oh, the Blue Jays? Oh, nice.
See, look. Here's the Blue Jackets. There you go.
Oh my goodness, they looked great. Don't you think, Doug?
Yep.
Yeah.
So there's that.
It's not that I dislike the cross sticks and CBJ logo. I just think that I mean, maybe it's a nod to him as well. I don't know the 614 hockey logo. You know, that's like it has the 614 in the cross sticks with the star on the bottom. I don't know. It's like it's not a bad logo. I'm just saying that it is kind of in use.
So here we like soccer. They play soccer before the game, and here they're doing it outside.
That I liked. I think I was in at the Chiller Lewis Center. That's why I couldn't be there right away because I think we had to wait for a while for parking usually. So yeah,
They're playing football before the game. That's cool. And Bengals player Juice Sample was at the game.
Yeah, and
oh, did
the
you get to see on
hyphenator
Twitter?
himself.
He
the
did
Tom-
wear the 89 skating. Actually, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Here we have a little a video from warm up. So this is cool.
This is what I like about it.
And then
There's
we have
Mo.
Adam
If
Fantilli.
you ever remember watching the Three Stooges, it kind of reminds me of Mo for Bo.
Sean Corrali, James Van Riemsdyk.
JVR's been on a roll.
He has.
You could imagine. I mean, Carell looked fantastic. I mean, did you get to see the one before they came to the same series? Was when the Jackets beat the Red Wings 5-2. That's what you call a billiard shot when he tucked the puck right into the net. That was it.
Right. We have Kent Johnson at warm
I
up.
like KJ's ability to where he could go back and forth. I mean, you got the Russians like Marchenko, you got Voronkov, and then they who was the other Russian? Chinikov. Why did I think of that? An interesting thing I like about it, it's the Sawcats. They're prepared. Now, here's where it comes out. Don't the goalies have to wear the sock hats to protect their ears from the cold, or is it
no, they don't have to. They can if they want.
They can if they want, but
right. I remember when it was so cold though. But yeah,
Detroit's
these guys did a great job.
Was it Cam Talbot? He was wearing one, but Merzlikins was not.
It's true.
We were inside the stadium, I think, but I'll tell you, I heard the intermission looked fabulous.
Yeah, that was good.
What section did you get to pick, Kevin?
Section 26 in the upper deck.
Well, and the program director I was with, they got us at 6AA, which was a good spot. We were about a few rows next to where the ramp entrance, where the band usually comes entering in.
Yeah, so this is what it sounded like right when the Blue Jackets won. So don't need anyone talking. So this is what it sounded like when the Blue Jackets won.
Oh, I'm not getting any sound. Oh, okay. Was that from your seat?
No.
That was a Blue Jackets video? Oh, okay.
This is all Blue Jackets stuff.
I mean, that's a pretty good view for where they're at. Looks like they're in like the lower section. I mean,
yeah.
The lower bowl at Ohio Stadium is way bigger than the one in Nationwide, obviously.
Yeah.
I love the band playing there. It's so cool.
I do too.
Like, why does it stop with college sports? Why don't they continue that for like basketball and football and all those other ones?
And Mathieu scoring his first outdoor goal. I like that.
We'll back that up there. But this is what it sounded like. If you were there, this is what it sounded like when Den Matejchuk scored the goal. Look it up.
Blue Jackets' first outdoor goal ever. I still can't get over how the marching band was playing the whip there. Like I love
Yeah.
that so much.
Yeah, that was good. I thought the second goal
The cannon didn't go off.
no, the third goal, yes, it did
It
go
did.
off.
But
So that's what section you were in, Kevin.
no,
No,
That's like a private box.
this I don't have that kind of money. This this is from like Zach Lorenz. This is from like the families of the Blue Jackets. So like Zach Wierenski's fiance and everything.
oh, that I think came, and I believe his friends actually were staying at his house to watch the game. I thought, what? Now that's a good picture right there.
All the miles too. The ice looks so hard. It was so cold. It's cool. There's like I don't know. I guess there is no glass like out like down by the thing, but players can go right up to fans without having to chuck the shit over the glass.
Right. So this and then the NHL network, they posted this the day of the Blue Jackets outdoor game, some fun videos. So I'm gonna share that.
Watch the sound on this one.
Absolutely.
I'm muting this.
No, I get you. Nothing wrong with that.
So we'll back this up a bit. And boom, look, we have the locker room.
That is super cool, though. Then they got
Yeah, I like
Gaudreau's
that they had
jersey made.
I like that they had a locker for him.
Yeah.
I think my favorite is like when Detroit had like the wing wheel version, and it had like half of it just looked like the wing wheel was like perfectly covered, but that was nice.
So this is Johnny Gaudreau's kid talking, but you know it's muted because I don't want to risk copyright issues.
No. You know what? Johnny Jr. celebrated his first birthday.
So you know, look, Johnny Gaudreau's kid doing a video. Sorry,
And I think Meredith is just. I think when Mark Messier, Steve Levy, and then of course PK, they interviewed Meredith in the second intermission. I thought that was a fantastic thing. Did you guys get to watch it though, or like hear about it though?
what? I was at the game. I didn't know. I didn't see it on TV.
Oh my goodness. I'll send that to you sometime, Kevin. I'll send you like what the second intermission was. I'll tell you, that was beautiful though.
But again, here we have another view of the Blue Jackets doing the shoe.
That's amazing how I like those jackets too. When it has a can on it.
Yep.
Dean comes in at the time, and that's amazing.
And this is Kent Johnson explaining why they wore what they wore, basically. So, and it's the captions basically say, yeah, because Johnny Gaudreau, and this is what he would wear.
I like the star hats. The stars on the hat. That looks fabulous.
So, here we are, you know.
And if you look right by where the band is, we were over like not far from like the ramp where the marching band comes through. That concourse area is nice. I can't wait until they do a outdoor game like this again.
Yeah, hopefully it's sooner rather than later. I mean, I think if the Blue Jackets keep doing as good as they've been doing this season, then there could be another one in store for the future. I mean, especially with an attendance this big, because I mean, if the NHL cares about one thing, it's money and attendance. and the second most
We ranked
of
second.
any outdoor game there was. So
I liked the video of that too. But I like when Matejchuk really brings it home. That's what you get the team started in the second period. And I think I was grabbing a hot dog, I think, with my friend Evan on here. So that was great.
Right.
Everybody
so,
tried to stay warm. I'll tell you. Were you cold at the section you were in, Kevin?
Yeah, but I didn't care because I was watching the Blue Jackets playing
No,
outdoors
I know.
at Ohio State.
Rob and I were staying like with the ski mask and everything.
That-
this is what I think some fans, some of the Red Wings fans, did not appreciate.
Well, it's not sorry, but your defense let you down. 5 goals and 21 shots.
Exactly.
You had 5 goals and 21 shots. Your defense let you down. You had 46 shots on goal, and you only got 3. And another thing is the Blue Jack. You have a bad penalty kill. The Blue Jackets exposed that. They scored a power play goal. Your 5-on-5 play was awful, and 3 of the 5 goals the Blue Jackets scored were 5-on-5. Play better defense. I'm sorry.
Right. So let's go ahead and roll the clip for the day 4 game winner. This is where it wow! I want to tell you.
I mean, seeing it at high speed, it looks a little fishy, but after seeing like the replays of everything,
Then, of course, they were talking about the Michigan Wolverine. Adam Fantilli did a great job, though.
Empty netter.
What's up, fifth line? What an experience this was.
it's so neat that they're able to like get videos from players like this
I
nowadays.
can't believe this.
Too. I mean,
this is so huge. Thank you, everybody, for showing out. We all love you guys. We love you guys. Thank you for coming out.
like even
I
like
like how
a decade ago,
did it.
you don't really see that as much, but now it's like I don't know, you get like the first words from the player like right after they win and everything, and it's cool that he's thinking about the fans there.
Although I did get to see that, though. That was funny, though.
So,
Stinger
all
played
right. I saw this video on the Blue Jackets TikTok page. This is for the Blue Jackets outdoor game, and a way to promote it. They had Stinger and Brutus, and they had Ohio State students play hockey. So here's the video. There's music and it's muted. So go to the Blue Jackets TikTok page if you want the full video with music.
I do like it, though. That is for sure. He thought he could have played a little better. That's too fun.
I'm curious if some of these people didn't like know who Stinger was at first too.
And of course, Bruins had a
like if you didn't see him, because I mean, we all know the story behind him as to why he's green and everything. But if you just see like a green bug walking around your campus, those are cool shirts.
that was really funny. Oh, I see some of those like DoorDash things that the robots usually go through when I do like a lot of rideshare pickups. I go up down by the campus a lot.
Yeah. I don't have
And
it
I
in my
really
town
think
yet because
it was a great promotion right there. And I mean, it's that kind of video just sells a lot. I mean, I'm sure it got a lot of views on it though.
Yes. So we're almost done. We're gonna let this one go through, and then we'll go on to something else. Then we'll be done.
No, of course.
Did you see the little kepi they put on that little robot?
I
just noticed it.
Just a lip. Yep.
Right there.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
That's a good one. I like that.
That's
that
right.
was to top it off. Oh, that was Stinger's Kippy. He gave it to the robot
Makes
there.
sense.
Yep, there it is. Stinger's copy on the robot. There you go.
This had to be embarrassing. I think Brutus was like, no.
I mean, he doesn't have any pads on. It's a hard save.
That was kind of like street hockey things. And then, of course,
So,
the robot goes, I tripped you.
so, music. There's music. So that's a no.
So
Here we
Will-
go. It's another
that.
from the Blue Jackets TikTok, from the Blue Jackets outdoor game. So, yeah. Again, if you want the music, go to the Blue Jackets TikTok page.
I definitely will look it up for sure. I definitely will.
So
I gotta
this-
say, those guys really worked hard to do it. They earned it. They saluted the crowd, which was a fabulous moment.
Especially those who were left. I mean, it was so cold. I heard people were
know. It
leaving
took a
like
while to
after
get
they
like a
were
shuttle bus.
got a lead and everything.
Yeah. So there's that. So
I really like. I know Jenner did get I think an assist on one of the goals. Maybe not.
no, Den Matejcik's goal.
Oh, he did.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. I did it. I heard like when Greg Murray. I thought Greg Murray did a great job too, and
He did. Okay, so this is a reaction of Dean Evison after like every goal that the Blue Jackets scored. So like this one, we can have the sound because it's just him reacting.
right.
Yeah! Woo! Sir! Bring it! Yeah! Woo!
He was like, yes.
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
Mhm.
Yeah!
I love seeing the emotion out of him because like he's a very funny guy. He has a very good sense of humor. He just like he looks like a little mad sometimes. That's how I look when my face is resting. When I'm thinking about something. We're like, why are you so pissed off? I'm like, dude, that's just I got resting bitch face, dude. I don't know what to say. But like I love hearing like the rawness from here too. I mean you can tell he's one of those guys that like is able to discipline as much as have fun too. Can you lower the audio on
Bring
that?
it! Yeah!
Thanks.
I
But
do
yeah,
like
what else you got? We really got to get kind of wrapping up here.
All right, so here you go. You got Dean Evison reacting. Look at him, just excitement.
Just
Every time.
excitement. I think this
Every
was
time the Blue-
the game winner when Tilly got the empty netter.
Yep, every time the Blue Jackets score a goal, just look at him. So that's cool. So good on you. All right. So next up, what else do we got here? What else?
I thought I saw something like
Okay. What else? Gotta check. Come on. Okay, so music, that's a no. Okay.
music. Nope, we don't need that.
All right, so this is funny. So this is from the person, woman named Lauren, who is the social media voice of the Blue Jackets. She helps run the social media for the Blue Jackets. So if you see the Blue Jackets post something on social media, there's a good chance that she posted it. And this is a funny video, is that she went to Michigan, so it was hockey jersey day, and she's wearing a Michigan jersey. And
kind of Michigan grad. Hey, you know what? We'll give her preps for
I
that.
like it. And then you'll see in the video how people are like giving her a thumb down.
Oh, wait a minute. She was doing this for the letter M.
Hey, look at this guy. He's like, yeah, thumb down. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny.
That is too funny, though.
course, you got the Fantilli jersey too, you know. But look at the dude, and thumbs down.
Yeah, pity. Party keeper, that is.
That's it's funny.
I will
Anyway,
tell you, that
so
is funny.
that's funny. So that there's that. Hockey.
I'm wearing a Boone Jenner jersey because Boone is back.
So it was, of course, it was hockey jersey day. And what hockey jersey are you wearing? So here you go.
I'm wearing a Boone Jenner jersey because Boone is back.
I'm wearing my
That captain's
21-22
back.
All-Star jersey to support the leading point scorer for Four Nations, Zach Werenski.
Thank you so much for asking. I am wearing my Scooby-Doo Cincinnati Cyclones jersey because I love Scooby-Doo and go clothes.
All right, I'm wearing
Ooh, Reggie. Yeah. I like that one too.
Same year.
I'm wearing my Northern Michigan University jersey because I played for them in college. Go Wildcats.
I'm wearing Ohio State jersey. Go Bucks.
I'm wearing a
There you
University
go.
of Michigan jersey. Go Blue.
I love this jersey because we're gonna play in this a week from Saturday, and every time I wear this jersey, I ski and I can jump 30 feet with it. Love it.
I'm wearing my Sun Devils jersey because I went there for college, so go Devils.
I'm wearing a custom jersey with the number 20 because 2020 is the year that my wife and I got married.
I'm wearing an Adam Fantilli jersey because it was on Lauren's desk.
I started playing hockey in 1992, and this is the second jersey I owned, which is also the team that our current GM was the GM of in the early 90s, the San Diego Gulls.
All right, so there's
That was
that.
beautiful though.
Says that. Yeah. Look, it's me and my brother at the Blue Jackets outdoor game. So you know that.
I bet he enjoyed it a lot.
He did. I think that
I will tell you.
Yeah, I gotta go. We really need to wrap up.
All right. All right then. So I think that is that it? Is that it?
Like I said, it's been a thrill joining with
Yeah,
you.
yeah. So
Jeffy
from
Duncan,
March,
Mr. Duncan.
the Blue Jackets outdoor game is, as of right now, the most watched game in the NHL as of right now, with over 1.95 million viewers.
5'9".
That's a record right there.
Yeah, 1.59 viewers as of right now. The Blue Jackets outdoor game is the most watched game of the season so far. So
I definitely am looking forward to. Hopefully, they might do another game like that in the future.
Well, it'll take some time.
You know what's crazy about this list you have up here, Kev? I don't see a single Canadian team on this list.
Not
Sorry, I gotta throw some shade.
No,
That's
you
all.
don't. You don't
We know
see
why.
that. So
we got about like less than 2 minutes to go. So I think,
no,
like I said, I'm excited. When the Blue
no.
Jackets take on the Devils, so hopefully
Yeah.
we'll get a
We're
winning
good.
streak going tomorrow. And I want to wish everybody, guys, happy St. Patrick's Day to y'all.
I think that that's all I got for now. We'll other stuff, but we'll share other times. Okay, so like I always do, you should totally please like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. That'd be greatly appreciated.
Don't forget to share it with your friends and family. They would love to watch the podcast on there.
That's right. Please like,
Don't forget
share.
to follow Kevin Valentine, guys. This guy is the legit legend. Until we meet again, this is Jordan, aka Adam Fantilli.
Oh, hey, Jordan.
Sorry.
Hang on a sec here.
I'm joking.
Hang
You
on a
can
sec
tell
here.
our closes off here, my man.
Hang on a sec here. I like you talking, but I need you to be quiet for a bit here because I need to say some stuff and we need to get through here.
Yep.
Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That would be greatly appreciated. Please like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be greatly appreciated. Tell your family, tell your friends. Like, share, and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. So there's that. As I always do. Always got to give a shout out to my awesome Uncle Doc. I really wish you were still here, man, but you're not. You unfortunately died back in September. You were a big hockey guy, big hockey fan, and yeah, the Blackhawks were your number one team, but you like the Blue Jackets because of me, and I love talking hockey with you, and I appreciate you supported the Blue Jackets because of me, and big Union Blue Soldiers guy as well. Big Union Blue Soldiers guy as well. And I just wish you were still here so I could talk to hockey with you and see you at Christmas parties and Thanksgiving and Easter and family get-togethers and so much more. And just that you're still here, that I could still talk to you about the Blue Jackets outdoor game I went to. You would have loved it. But
I think he would too.
You would have loved Jordan. I like it, but I need you to. We're trying to get through some stuff here, so I can't have you talk right now. I'm sorry, please. But I love you, my Uncle Doc. I wish you were still here so I could talk hockey with you and see you at family parties and get-togethers. You're a big supporter of mine, big hockey fan, love talking hockey with you, big Union Blue Soldier supporter, and so much more. I wish I could talk about the Blue Jackets outdoor game with you. But Doc, thank you for everything. I wish you were still here, but thank you for everything. Rest in peace. I wish you were still here. And should totally check out Union Blue Soldiers. It's a fun Blue Jackets theme group. You should check it out. So check out Union Blue Soldiers. It's a fun Blue Jackets theme group. We do marches and so much more. So follow Union Blue Soldiers on social media. Check out Union Blue Soldiers. Okay, so before we get out of here, Jordan, do you have anything else you would like to say? Anything you would like to promote, or anything else?
Not that I know, but thanks for having me on here, and of course, Hefty Duck out here. Thanks for ever letting me ever share a little bit of things. My brother would still be here. Go Dragons all the way, and of course, hopefully we'll win tomorrow. And happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody out here. I hope we could get a win. Johnny, this one's going to be for you tomorrow, brother.
What's
man
up,
of the
how's
hour.
it going?
Yep. So, all right.
Got
So,
Rinkedick leaving a comment here.
Yep. Rinkedick.
Brah.
So, okay. So, Hefty Duck, you got anything else to say?
Nah, man, this about wraps it up for us here at the Brew Jackets. Dude, I can't speak anymore. It's always at the end of the episode. Yeah, like Kevin said, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit all the buttons wherever you're watching from. If you're watching us from Twitter or YouTube, if you're watching us from one and not the other, check us out on the other. Check us out on Facebook. All of our social medias are linked in our bio. Been a great time, y'all. Thanks for being here, and we will see you next week on Sunday.
I'll be looking forward to joining back again.
To be
you guys are awesome.
But we'll be posting about it. So see y'all then. Have a good night.
Absolutely. See you later.